What's up, guys? Welcome back to Drunk in Time, where we get drunk and talk about stuff that you want to hear. All right, so today's episode, we are going to be talking about music and what has affected our development, our lives, and stuff. And we're also going to be testing 3 beers to let you guys know how they are.
The first one here.
All right, so this is the Fantasy Factory, okay? I'm going to let you guys take a look-see at that. There is a unicorn with a kitten with a gun and a rainbow, and the unicorn is shooting fire from its mouth, right?
Yeah.
And it is an Indian Pale Ale from Madison, Wisconsin. So these are local to the state of Wisconsin. I like Indian Pale Ales for the fact that you guys know they taste like you are drinking weed.
The second beer we're going to be talking about is a winter white ale, Belgian ale, brewed in Comstock, Michigan by the Bell's Brewing Company.
Right.
This is, I've had a few winter white ales before. I'll let you see it here. Very refreshing. Tastes like you're eating snow.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty
This
awesome.
is my first time having anything like this.
Oh, really? You've never had one? Yeah,
No.
They're really good. I definitely recommend them. And then the other one that we do have is Goose Island Brewing Company. This is their Fulton and Wood series, Fulton Street Blend, which is a coffee flavor in golden ale form, straight out of Chicago, Illinois.
Nice.
So we have 3 different states being represented today.
Coffee, huh?
Yeah, coffee beers are kind of weird. This one, I really expected to be quite darker. I mean,
Yeah.
if you see it here, it's
Right.
not. This looks like just your standard golden ale, which really, yeah,
All right, so Fantasy Factory Coffee Ale.
IPA to a golden ale. And today, it's, since we're going to be talking about music and which artists have influenced us, we both are musicians ourselves.
Right.
Which artists have influenced us as just human beings, just being decent human
Right.
beings.
The overall development of our person.
Yeah. So, well, my first artist is The Head and the Heart. I remember.
Oh my God.
They're what? How would you describe it? Folk, indie folk.
I feel like it's a little folk indie mixed with the universe.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. I mean, I remember the first time
The lyrics are just phenomenal.
Yeah, their lyrics are amazing. Really, when I heard them, I believe it was like 2011.
Yeah, it's about the same time for me.
Yeah, because I
remember you got in the car and you played something by them, and I was just like, "Holy cow, you know about them?"
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. I think iTunes had one of their songs for free. I think it was Down in the Valley off their first album.
Oh my good lord.
And now we're sitting here in 2017, 3 albums later,
Yep.
and nothing's changed for me. Like,
It's still just as good.
yeah.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, too, I've seen them in concert twice now.
Yeah.
The first time I saw them in concert, they played their whole first album. They didn't leave any songs out.
Right.
Second time I saw them in concert, they played both of their first 2 albums.
No way.
Yeah. So I was like,
That's sweet.
now seeing them in concert, I wonder if they play all 3. There's got to be.
Didn't
like,
you
a
tell me
limit to it.
that the girl singer was just drinking Spotted Cow?
Yeah, that's right.
That's another beer we'll get on the show.
We'll get the beer. We'll get Spotted Cow. New Glarus is one of our favorite beers.
Yes.
We'll get that on here. Yeah, no, I remember her name, Charity Rose, I think her name is.
I think.
She plays violin and she sings. And I remember it was at Summerfest.
Yeah.
I was at Summerfest down in
Right.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And, yeah, they were playing their music. And she was just, I swear, I don't know if she was super drunk, but it seemed like it from an audience perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, she was like, Spotted Cow's the shit. Like, they talked about Spotted Cow. Here, we're going to try out this Fantasy Factory. Now, from the smell of it, I mean, yeah, it smells like some of the other IPAs we've tried.
Not as bold.
Not as bold of a weed smell, but some of it's there. It's a lighter
Very
smell.
hoppy. I guess we should start saying hoppy instead of...
Yeah,
Nah, it smells
hops.
like-
I mean, hops and weed smell very similar, but I like saying weed because it gets...
Okay, this one's a little more bitter than a few of the previous IPAs that I have come to love.
Yeah.
I'm a big IPA person, too.
Yeah, it's not as good as the other ones, though.
No.
It really...
By any means.
It's more bitter.
This is from Madison. This is new. They are a new company called Carbon 4.
Like...
I feel like the last IPA I had was so good, and this one is that, but not so good.
Came up short.
Yeah.
It really did. But, I mean, it's not a terrible beer.
This is like the beer that never had its dad come to its basketball game.
Yeah, if you want to call it that I actually... Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
I really am.
Great. I guess for me, starting off, I would have to say overall would be Benjamin Francis Leftwich. He is an acoustic indie stylist, guitarist, right? And I started listening to him in high school. I was always skipping a lot of high school and going on my lunch breaks and never coming back, right? And then I ended up getting in trouble and almost had to pay a truancy ticket. I mean, it's not like it stopped me most of the time, but I spent a lot of the end year of my senior career in the library during my lunches because it was something that I wouldn't be enticed by my friends to go and skip all the time and do stupid stuff. But I found Benjamin Francis Leftwich in that scenario, and because I would just always just like pass out in the library table, and I listened to this music all the time, and it kind of got some creative ideas flowing, and I started writing more music, and I actually developed a lot of I guess personal traits that I have today from that created music, and it was sparked by that artist. So
my second most influential artist in my life is so fucking not expected. Mine, for me, will be Slayer.
Slayer.
Honestly,
I don't think I've ever... I've heard Slayer, I'm sure. I don't really know anything about them.
Going forward in my music, too, it's like taking from that stuff, I've worked... When I used to play in a band, a lot of the times when we'd experiment with stuff, because the style that the guitarist would do was a lot of finger picking.
Yes.
A lot of kind of.
I was actually in that band for like a week.
You were in that band for a week. There's a lot of like reggae style, which was weird.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was like you mixed like fusion, like you fused it together with like the folk style that I brought.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. Knowing your kind of beer, I think you'll like this one. Chemistry class days, you don't want to inhale because you'll probably die.
It's so true.
Dude, isn't there like something online where you like you can taste it with your nose, like you put it in, and it's like you like fucking inhale it?
Yeah, it's...
What is that even like?
It's
I've
like
heard of that before.
I know exactly. I don't know the correct term for it, but it's like a nostril aromatic like sensation taste. It's like tasting what you smell.
So
basically.
it's like when you inhale pool water and you taste all the other little kids' piss.
Oh no, I was gonna say chemicals, but that's even worse. Okay, let's try this beer.
You get all the piss smell right in your... Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's, like, way different than it
That
smells.
is... Okay, hold on.
Dude, it has, like, a Christmas taste underneath. Like a cinnamon Christmas.
Like the after?
Dude, yeah, like, when you get it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's like someone's ice skating down
This is
tongue.
good. I would say this would be a seasonal beer. Also,
yeah, you don't
an everyday beer.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would drink this probably not like bottle after bottle, but I would probably drink this.
See, the more I'm drinking it too, the more I'm realizing that the cinnamon taste I was having in my mouth, it's like cinnamon that turns into like Christmas tree needles.
Yeah, it's a little piney, right?
It's piney, and it's like... Oh, I spilled a little bit on the table.
That's fine, man.
I'm still going to say like an 8.7 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm going to get pretty specific with it.
All right, so second influential music would have to be Bayside. They're an alternative band, but I like and I have been exposed to only their acoustic versions of anything, right? The lyrics, faster paced, right? But with an acoustic setting, I kind of gravitated towards that.
I would probably say my last band, it's newer. and there's a toss up with millions of other bands that I like, but I'm gonna have to say that it's Bon Iver, man, homegrown.
Oh.
Homegrown Bon Iver.
Oh.
Justin Vernon, man. What he's been doing is just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I heard For Emma Forever Ago, first album, if
Right.
you were unaware, audience,
I am
obviously,
aware.
yeah. He homegrown from Wisconsin. You know,
Yeah.
he went to.
You have realized.
I mean, I think he has a Grammy too, dude. I think he
Really?
does. Yeah, I think he has either like best new artist or best.
Man, bringing it home for
album.
the
Yeah, it was one of the albums
for
that
the
won.
Ites, man, the Wisconsinites.
I think it was his second album that won, but either way, I mean, second album too is fantastic. His third album, he just came out with that one this last year, 2016, and
Right.
that was a great album too.
Yeah, it was
that was
definitely good.
way different
Yeah.
than.
A little bit different tempo.
Yeah, a little bit different kind of a vibe, but I actually remember the first time I listened to For Emma Forever Ago.
Yeah.
I believe the first song on that album is like, I think it's Flume.
Flume.
I think Flume is the first one, but I remember the first half of that first song on that album, I remember being like, holy shit, this dude is in touch with himself. Like, this dude feels out.
Like, he knows what's going on.
Like, he knows what's happening, and he's so in touch, and you can tell that he's so, like, devastated about the shit that happens to him. I tried this coffee beer from Chicago, Illinois. The weird thing about this was the first time I've ever seen a beer like this where they actually try to mask the coffeeness in a different type of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you would never see, or I've never seen a coffee blended beer that has been produced into like a golden ale like this one.
Okay.
So normally when you get a coffee colored beer, you're going to get a really dark.
Right. I thought this was going to be almost black.
Yeah, I did too.
You know?
We've had beers that are black, and this is not.
Almost like a little bit lighter than Guinness, right?
Yeah.
But finish with the Guinness.
Yeah, finish with the Guinness,
But
man.
I will
that
tell
used to
you-
be our catchphrase.
Yeah, it
remember?
used to be. But I'll tell you guys, in Floatin' Wood series from 2016, this was released, and it got a 4 out of 4 score. So we'll gauge it out of 4. How about?
There's coffee beans. It's like almost as if there's coffee beans just right in it.
Yeah, I feel like I stuck my nose in a glass of coffee beans with a little water in it or something.
Yeah. The nice thing too is it kind of kept the head a little bit. It like
Yeah, it kind of has maintained.
it's weird. This is one of the few beers that we've had that's maintained its form. Yeah. Cheers, mate. I'm not Australian. But... Yeah, that's coffee. Yeah. Wow.
Yes, it's
They have achieved something.
It tastes like espresso ice cream.
Yeah.
In like a beer format.
The weird thing is it doesn't even taste like beer. It tastes like a frappuccino. 11 proof, huh?
Yeah, you just double it, right?
I think so. I don't know how that works. I've never really done it.
I don't know much about it.
That sounds right.
It's totally right.
Yeah, I'll believe you.
I might be lying to you guys. Look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah, don't take our word for anything.
But this is all right.
We're kind of drunk sometimes. Most of the time.
We talk about what you want to hear about.
So who's your third? What's your third?
Okay.
What's your third and final? We'll wrap up this video
Oh
with
my
it.
god, man.
Make it a good one, man.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Make
There's
it
so many though.
Make it whatever you want.
Okay. All right. So, the artist is the Early November. Okay. And they have some electric tones, a little alternative tones, and maybe that's the leak through of the earlier Bayside coming through. I would have to say the reason why they impacted me is because when I was living at my parents' house at the time, I had been shipped off to live with my sister from there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I had discovered them a few days before I was off to live with my sister for a little bit, and I would be listening to the same 5-6 songs every day, and I started playing them on guitar because I really got into them, mimicking that sound, and then that kind of progressed in a format of it kind of mimicked my sound of what I have on the guitar today, what I play, right? It all is in this regression of development for me. Yeah. But yeah, I would say that the Early November is my third and probably one of the most impactful for sure because it was in a tough time.
Awesome. obviously, that's all we got for you today.
For sure.
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed talking about some of our favorite artists that influenced us in life and that led us to where we're at now.
Let us know what you guys have for influential artists, and also let us know for future video topics.
Yeah. Comment down below for future video topics. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to share.